What is the obsessed with these air fryers? Like, seriously, what is the absolute obsession? Saying that there, like, my cooker blew up this week and I had to go and try and find one. I was successful, unlike some other people. Welcome back to the Army Podcast for another week, guys. Hope you're all doing well out there. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of the podcast. I can't remember what episode we're on now. Is it episode 10, 9, 10? I think it's 10. Not too sure. I've lost count. Anyway, welcome back to the Moore Army Podcast for another week. Wow. Do you know I actually had notes written down for this podcast? I just mentioned it on my vlog this morning, and I've actually misled the notes and I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. All I remember is I had to talk about air fryers today. And whatever else I've been up to this week, and answer questions. There's a lot of people asking me questions this week. Well, I'll tell you a few stories anyway too, but unbelievable. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the podcast for another week. How yous all doing out there? I am, as I currently sit here on a Tuesday morning recording this podcast, a little bit tired today. I was on a long trip the last couple of days, and I was on another long trip last night. And I'm sat here today on my day off thinking, right, I'm going to record this podcast here and I'll try and sound a bit upbeat. But when you've been travelling as many times I've been travelling over the last week or so, or days or so, and then between work and kids and stress and having your channel hacked and all our stuff that's been going on over the last sort of 7 to 14 days, I personally love to spend a day in bed. But on the positive note, the World Cup's on. So it's all good. Anyway, before I continue on with the podcast today, guys, just want to do the rounds, I like to call it, the housekeeping here on the podcast, let you know how you can get in touch with us, etc. here on the show. If you're new to the Moore Army Podcast for the first time and you're listening to us, whether it be on Apple Music, Spotify, or on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're listening to us on YouTube, please hit subscribe on the channel, and also thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. But if you'd like to get in touch with the Moore Army Podcast to ask questions or talk about subjects or whatever, here's the best way to contact us. First one being the email, which is pretty simple, moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. You can drop us an email, and there, which a lot of these have been doing recently. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate you taking your time to write this person here, sits and talks a load of nonsense every week, an email. I do appreciate it. If you want to get in touch with me personally on Instagram, you can find me on official Matthew Moore. A lot of you have been getting in touch with me still to this day over the last, especially after what's happened the last week or so. Plus, you've been getting in touch with me with your questions as well. You can contact me on there, so I do appreciate it. If you want to get in touch with us on Facebook, there's the official YouTube Facebook page for the channel, which is the Moore Army YouTube channel on Facebook. Please drop a like on that as well for me. I do appreciate it as well. So yes, and obviously the main way is the sort of main hub, which I've been told this morning by text message will be getting a major facelift this week. The website, thank God, hallelujah, and the merch is being released, thank God. I've been tired of torturing this guy. For all your main hub, so we say, for the Moore Army, whether it be the podcast, the YouTube channels, the Redmond Football Adventures channels, which we dropped 2 short videos on that yesterday, by the way, for Christmas. Check them out as well. You can get your merch for the Moore Army YouTube channel and also Moore Army Podcast merch, which we're dropping more this week. Hallelujah. I should really put that song in. Nobody want to hit for copyright. Anyway, yes, moorearmy.co.uk, where you can go and check out all your stuff on there as well. All our social media posts are on there from Instagram and etc. All goes on to the one big hub. Thank God that website's getting an update. It's doing my head in. moorearmy.co.uk. That's where you can get in touch with us too as well. But anyway, yes, let's talk about what we'll talk about today. Well, we won't be talking about this fascination of air fryers, which I didn't really see a big fascination about until I actually had to go out and purchase one last week, which we'll talk about that shortly. But what a hell of a week since last. When did the last week is? Thursday? Yes, Thursday. What a weekend. Unreal. So, went to Londonderry, or Derry, we want to call it, on Saturday. That's a good 140 mile round trip from jolly old Bangor. Down to the Brandywell, home of Derry City Football Club, the winners of the FII Cup. So congratulations to them out there. What another disappointing day, another disappointing result. The Welsh could beat again. Not a great day. And the bus journey home was very long. And Lewis and I were very, very tired after that. But it was just one of those trips where it was just like, oh, please be over. So, another defeat, which is not great. Second from bottom in the league. We are literally turning her out the minute here, trying to figure out how the hell we're going to get a win before January comes around, where the transfer window reopens again, because I think there's going to be a lot of changes in the club. A lot of new faces will be probably brought in. Some will probably obviously go as well. But it's a bit disappointing. Obviously, you travel all the way down there and you come away with nothing. Personally speaking now, it wasn't an overly great game. But, you know, when you come away with nothing, there was a severe head injury at the very start of the game. Two boys clashed heads with each other, and it was pretty bad. One had to be taken away in hospital, but apparently that's what we heard was just a bad concussion, so he's alright. Apparently he's not too bad. That's the second one's happened in our games in as many weeks. We had one up at our place a few weeks ago. Just seems to be one of those seasons, guys. It's just a weird, eerie season this year. Here's hoping it turns around, because I don't really fancy getting relegated this year. But overall, it wasn't bad. Then on Sunday, it was a pretty good day. A bit of an emotional day on Sunday, guys. It was a tribute game to, as you all know in the podcast a few weeks ago, I'd done an episode dedicated to my friend and football manager, JEAA player, school teacher, PE coach, very good friend of mine, personal friend of mine, Frankie Wilson, who passed away a couple of weeks ago to cancer. One of, I can reckon, with many tribute matches are going to be coming up over the next period of time. Was held this past Sunday. I actually put a wee montage video out of the game for obviously the family to see and stuff like that, but I actually put it on my YouTube channel yesterday. So if you want to go and watch it, it's on there, the wee tribute match for Frankie. It was obviously a very emotional day to be up there. Some of Frankie's close friends were there too as well, and it was quite emotional. So it was Sunday, so that was a bit of another trip away from home as well. I feel like I haven't already been home in all these last few days, honestly. I feel like I've been away more than I've actually been home. I feel like I'm just coming in here and putting my head down and then going away again. But then last night, guys, Monday, another road trip last night as well. I was on the bloody road again, this time to Limavady, which was another trip not too far from Londonderry, not too far the opposite direction, so about another 120 odd mile round trip last night as well. So I was away with the under 21s last night. They got a 2-2 draw against league leaders Limavady. So I'm a wee bit groggy today, guys, with all the travelling and trying to balance my work and trying to do other things too as well. And it's just been one of those bloody weeks, so it has. And then to top things off, this since the last time I spoke to you, my cooker blew up. Now we're going to go into the subjects of air fryers. Yeah, my cooker blew up this past week. So in the space of the last week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe 10 days, I've had my YouTube channel hacked into. I've had my emails hacked into. I've had people go into my bank details to try and hack into my bank account. I'll tell you a story about that there actually. My bank account, the people who try to hack into my bank account because of my emails and stuff, they tried to purchase a £5,000 holiday to Marbella. Lucky for some, I can't even go to bloody Marbella. They tried to buy PlayStations, TVs, you name it. They tried to do it through my bank. Also trying to set up different accounts to hack in the other accounts of mine, like for example Amazon. Try to buy stuff on there as well, which was obviously declined. It was just like one thing after another, and then after all the stress of that and finally getting the YouTube channel back, etc., other things started happening. For example, the tumble dryer broke down, which I told you I got that fixed. Then the fucking cooker breaks down, and I had to get that replaced. I just had a new cooker delivered this morning, just before I switched the machine on here to record the podcast today. So I've got to get a friend to come around later on today to wire that up for me. So it's just been one thing after another, guys, this last couple of weeks. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day by text, and they were saying, like, how the hell are you still around? Like, all this stress and hassle you've had over the years between all the personal stuff you've been through and the breakups and the divorces and just one thing after another. You just got to take it in your stride, guys, and get on with it, because if you don't, you sit around and mope about it, then it makes it 10 times worse. So, but it's been a bit of a nightmare week with the bloody cooker breaking down. And with the cooker breaking down, let's move on to the subject of these bloody air fryers. Everybody, I go on the social media, the likes of Instagram and Facebook or whatever else. And all I see is people using these air fryers, and everybody's obsessed with these air fryers, especially since the cost of living things went up, and everybody seems to be out in the shops fighting amongst themselves to get air fryers. So when my cooker broke down last week, I thought, right, what am I going to do here for a couple of days? Right, I got to go out and get one of these air fryers. So out I went with Lewis last week, and could I find an air fryer? Hell no. Couldn't find an air fryer anywhere. So I finally found one, hidden in one of the shelves in Tesco's, and I thought, right, that'll do us for a couple of days, tie us over until the new cooker comes here on Tuesday morning. So I gets the air fryer and brings it home. Tell you what, it actually wasn't bad. It actually wasn't too bad. Now, a lot of people are getting a little bit over the top with it and all, saying, oh, it's the best thing going and it's cheaper to run than a cooker. From what I've been told, it actually is cheaper to run than a cooker, but some people are getting a wee bit of OTT on it. There's this guy online, I know who he is. I've seen a few of his videos popping up on Facebook, but apparently he's on TikTok, which is another platform which is complete and total nonsense. I have an account on TikTok, guys, but I haven't posted on it since lockdown. I go on to it for sometimes to have wee nosy around for like funny videos and whatever else, and you know, just be bits and bobs of how we look around now and again. I don't post on it, so people said I should post on it, clips from the vlog and whatever else to try and get more attention on it, but I don't know. I've heard TikTok's a dangerous platform, especially with a lot of young ones and all in there doing things they shouldn't be doing. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But anyway, everybody seems to be on these air fryers, and they seem to be the best things in sliced bread. And people are making all these videos on it and showing you how to cook all these recipes and stuff like that. But here's the thing. All these things that they're cooking in air fryers, can I just cook out in the oven anyway? You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference? Is it because it's cheaper to run? I don't know. I really don't know. But a lot of people are on this air fryer phase at the minute. I can't spell it. Air fryer phase right now. Try and say it after a few beers. There always be all. For example, every shop I went into last week, you got any air fryers? No, sorry, we're all sold out. When we put them out there yesterday and they're all gone, or we put some out this morning and then they're gone. Everybody seems to be rushing to get to the shops. And I spoke to a couple of personal friends of mine over the last few days and stuff, and said, "What the hell is this obsession with air fryers?" And they're all like, "Oh, mate, they're the best thing going. They're great, and okay, they're healthier and stuff." Like mum and dad have one, Tony have one. Like mum and dad swear by theirs, but I was kind of like, it's an air fryer. I have an oven and a cooker, and I've got an oil machine in there as well. And I've got a slow cooker as well, so I'm happy enough. But people are like really going all out for it, like, and they're posting videos online saying it's the best thing since sliced bread, basically. So anyway, I got myself one anyway, and I came home and got it open. And when I got it open, I thought, right, okay, let's give this a go here and see what the crack is. And I tried Lewis and I's dinner on the first night because Brooke was away to work that night, so she couldn't. And I must say, actually, it's not that bad. It's actually not that bad. And what day are we on? Tuesday? I made it on Sunday morning. I thought, right, we're going to have my breakfast. I haven't had my breakfast for a long time. A sausage toastie. I love a good sausage toastie with a bit of brown sauce and either a coffee or a big mug of tea. So I thought, right, I'm going to make myself a sausage toastie. When I normally make it in the cooker, it's normally all greasy and whatever else, so I have to drain the grease and whatever else and try and make it as healthy as possible. I don't use deep fat fryers anymore, guys, or fryers for like frying chips and stuff anymore, because I stopped using them years ago because they're just so unhealthy. But anyway, yeah, so I thought, I'll try this wee thing here and make myself a wee sausage toastie here and see what the crack is with this air fryer. I'll tell you what, it actually came up pretty good. Sausages were nice and soft and fresh, and they were quite tasty. But I'm not going to go to the extreme length that most people out there go on their air fryers, where they go absolutely bonkers and post tons of videos online and put everything into their air fryer. Okay, my new cooker was delivered this morning, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be still sticking to the air fryer. Don't get me wrong, there'll be certain things I will cook in the air fryer. But the main cooker for me is still the main job. Like, so here's hoping this next one doesn't blow up like the last one did. And I bought extra insurance and on this one as well, so I'm well covered. I'm only quite good with cookers, but just this last wee while I've had an absolute disaster with cookers. I guess it's the fourth cooker I've had in this house since I moved in here. Because when I moved in here, I had a small white one from the time when I used to live in a flat on my own. it was dead cheap, and it was just something to do me because obviously I was living on my own at the time before Brooke and Lewis came to live with me full time. And then I upgraded to an R1, which then that one was sort of like, it was kind of, I was going to get rid of it, and then I ended up giving it to Sandra. And I got that black one I had recently there, but she saw in the vlog a couple of years ago, and then it blew up. So now I've got another one here. So here's hoping this one lasts. I swear to God, this is an absolute nightmare. But air fryers. I mean, what is the fascination, guys? Let me know what you think about this whole air fryer phrase, or it is again, air fryer phase. Everybody's going through at the minute, where they're all rushing to the shop to get one, and all these videos are being posted online, and it's the best thing going. Let me know what you think, guys. Drop me an email or contact me on social media. Mirror on me podcast at yahoo.com or on Instagram or Facebook. Drop me a message. Let me know what you think about it. Anyway, moving on from the air fryer. Here we go again. Air fryer fiasco. There you are. Try and say after a few beers. The World Cup started. Yes, the World Cup has started. And some of you have been asking me questions about the World Cup. I posted it on Instagram yesterday. Send me some questions and stuff, which a lot of you have been doing. But it's World Cup questions. Like, who's going to win the World Cup? Who's going to do this? You know, here's the thing. And I know I always sort of keep big subjects for the likes of the Unleashed podcast on Thursday. If you haven't checked it out yet, guys, go back and check them out, where I'm a bit more unleashed, where I can say they drop the occasional F-bomb or say the occasional A double crooked letter word or whatever. But I want to talk about this today on the podcast because it really, I know this is family friendly, but I want to say this word. It really pissed me off. Like, the first game of the World Cup was on Sunday. It was Qatar against, who was it again? Oh my God, Ecuador? Yes, Ecuador. Now, this really bugs me, right? Okay. This Qatar World Cup's getting a lot of controversy because of the, the way it was obviously awarded to the country, the way they are as a country as a whole, about the whole gay community, the way they treated the migrant workers during the time the stadiums were being built, and the whole, you know the story, guys. It's been in the press for years, and it's been in the press recently. But these BBC people making the World Cup all political is the biggest bunch of BS. I wish I had kept this for Thursday's podcast, but I want to get it off my chest today. The way they started their first broadcast for the World Cup this year, Gary Lineker, that lefty snowflake, pain in the ass, money-grabbing, two-faced, backstabbing little lefty who sits there and says, instead of coming like, welcome to the World Cup, this is the history of the country, the beautiful country of Qatar, blah, 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 blah. What does he go straight into? Politics and BS, and talking about the LGBTQ plus ZW, whatever the hell all that name of that place that thing is now. And he was making it all political, and he was going on about all the crap about politics and corruption and all. The World Cup is to be celebrated. You know, we don't want to hear about politics. We see enough of that crap on TV when we see those clowns in Parliament, you know, feeding us a load of crap every day, you know, and locking us down like animals and treating us like dirt and lying to us and putting up taxes and overcharging us for living. And the World Cup's a way of trying to switch off and get away from that way of life and trying to enjoy the football. Even people who don't even like football watch the World Cup. But these BBC balloon heads are coming in as usual. I'm being nice actually about this. And they're saying, oh, well, let's talk about politics and, you know, people know how to do this. It's the World Cup. Gee, stop making it all political. Talk about the game. That's what the World Cup's for, to bring countries together and bring people together. Yes, okay, Qatar have their rules about gays and lesbians and stuff like that. That's their religion, that's their beliefs, that's their country. Respect their, you know, religious beliefs, or respect their country. You know, like they would do if the World Cup, say, was being held in England or France or whatever. You know what I mean? Each country has their own regulations. For example, Saudi Arabia, who were playing Argentina today, great performance by the way. When WWE went to Saudi Arabia, women have to be fully covered when they're wrestling. But you don't see WWE making it all political about it. So why are BBC making it political? Guess what? Because that's the way they are. And it really, really annoyed me sitting there watching Gary Lineker, who in his day was a half-decent footballer, and now he's a BBC sellout who's getting millions of pounds a year to sit there and talk politics at a World Cup. Okay, a lot of people are annoyed about the fact that people passed away and stuff like that, and human rights not there. That's fine. But when people want to go to this World Cup, they want to try and focus on the World Cup and bring people together, not sit and politically divide them apart and all this nonsense. And then you see the whole controversy about the other day about Harry Kane was going to wear a armband with the colours of LGBTQ, but FIFA and then the last minute said no, and they respected the decision of the organisation and the country, and they didn't do it. And Gareth Bale from Wales was supposed to do the same. And this girl who is BBC, obviously she's a BBC snob now, and she's wearing hers at the side of the pitch going, oh, look at me, centre of attention, give me attention. Like, why are they making it political? Like, why are you making it political? Then I switched on ITV this morning to watch a bit of the Argentina game, and there's like a guy who I have big respect for, Graham Souness, Roy Keane, and Miguel Richards, standing with this girl, and they're all talking politics. Talk about the World Cup. It's the World Cup. This is where it brings countries together from all around the world. There's millions and millions and millions of viewers around the world, and all they want to talk about is politics and BS. Okay, the World Cup's corrupt. I understand that. Qatar should have never got the World Cup. Okay, that's fair enough. As you probably hear a siren going past my house, by the way, again. Yep, there you go. I'll put the mic out and let you hear it. I don't know why you can hear that or not, can you? Sounds like an ambulance going nearby. It's not my taxi home yet, anyway. But anyway, yes. Why do the BBC have to make everything so political? Why? There's no need for it. Enjoy the game. Anyway, going on. England won their first game 6-2. Great result. Fantastic performance. And God love Lewis. He was sending me... Lewis was allowed to watch it in school. This was brilliant. And he was sending me a couple of weeks. I put it out in the vlog yesterday. He was telling me all the story about it, and he was showing me some stuff on his phone, whatever. It's on the vlog from yesterday, guys. You want to go and check it out on the channel. But the fact is that, like, young ones now, this generation, I remember when I was like Lewis's age or even younger watching the World Cup, and I was so excited, and it was like, oh, this is great, the World Cup's on. But now they're switching it on. It's like politics, negativity. You know, okay. They have their rules in their country about stuff like that there, but then one of their representations of their country done a public interview and said, people from all walks of life are welcome in our country. Okay, it's frowned upon if you're walking around the street, if you're gay or whatever, and you're holding hands or whatever. It's frowned upon because of their religious beliefs and stuff like that. That's fine. But they should say that everybody's welcome into this country for the World Cup, which is great because that's what the World Cup does. It brings everybody together. It's a festival of football. Even if you don't even like football, people get involved in football, whether they do like a wee office, like say you work in an office, there's an office pool, you all pick teams who's going to win the World Cup, whatever. You know, there's obviously shocks and controversy in the World Cup with games. You know, the likes of Argentina game this morning, my biggest one I always remember is with Argentina again, when Cameroon beat them at 1990 World Cup 1-0. You know, and all these things have happened over the years, and all these great moments, and it brings families together, and you know, friends together, strangers together, in pubs and bars. Okay, this year it's not being held in the summer, it's in the winter. It's a bit of a strange World Cup. I'll talk about that in just a sec. But so you switch on the TV, it's all politics and BS. My advice to you is stop the politics, enjoy the World Cup. Yes, there's the controversy, we all know about it, but enjoy the World Cup, please, seriously. But it just annoys me, these BBC lefty do-gooding weirdos who sit there on their millions and millions of pounds, and they sit there and preach about all this here, this crap, but they're quick enough to get on an airplane and get paid millions of pounds to sit there. So if they're so for against the rights of this here, why are they still over there? Because they're getting their money. Gary Neville got a lot of grief recently about getting dirty money for working for a Saudi Arabian TV channel and stuff like that. The list goes on and on and on. My view of it is, it's a World Cup, you switch it on to watch a football match from different countries around the world, you see all the different cultures and all the different people from all walks of life, all people dressed up in the fan zones and all the stuff. And here's another thing too as well, the banned beer or any type of alcohol in the stadium 2 days before the tournament. What is that all about? Budweiser is the biggest sponsor in the World Cup. Apparently they're paying 40 to 60 million pound into this tournament, and they can't even serve beer. But I've saw stuff online, people are figuring out ways of getting beer into the stadiums. And even that, the price of even getting to the World Cup, the thousands and thousands of pounds for flights, the thousands of pounds for hotels which are not up to standard, the ticket prices are absolutely scandalous. You know, the list goes on and on. It's one of the most controversial World Cups in history, the most expensive World Cup in history. But again, the way I'm looking at it is, I don't look at all the politics and all that. Okay, I feel sorry for those people who passed away, who were working building those stadiums and stuff like that there, and all that crap that's going on and all. Because at the end of the day, guys, the way I look at it is in life is, if you're gay, lesbian, whatever you are, you live your life the way you want to live it. Okay? I may not agree with some of the things that you do in your life. As long as you don't come up and start sticking it in my face and throwing things in my face and saying, you better believe in this, you better do that, I don't do all that crap. At the end of the day, if you want to be gay or a lesbian or bi or whatever, that's your choice, your life, you do it. But the way some people on TV now literally are, excuse my French, blowing it out of proportion, and then these BBC balloon heads are coming in and they're just ranting on about politics, and it's like, it's the World Cup. Just let us enjoy the football. Let us take our mind off the negativities in the world right now. We've been through enough crap this last 2.5 years with all that BS from our government as well. Let us enjoy the World Cup. Let us have fun. Let us switch off from the world for all of how many hours it is a day, or for the whole month period anyway. Okay, it's a bit weird because it's during the football season in November, and it's a bit strange because we're not going to Premier League matches or whatever. But let us come together as a world to enjoy this tournament that brings people together, instead of dividing it and trying to stand out more because they get attention and whatever else. Just let us watch the game and let us have fun and let us be together as a world, and instead of all this negativity crap as you get on. And there's an ambulance going past my house again. So that must be an accident on the main road or something where I live right now. Well, you can hear that or not in the background, guys. But anyway, this annoys me. The fact that these BBC ones are on ITV tried to do as much, but not as much as BBC. See, Gary Lineker, as far as I'm concerned, Gary Lineker's lost my respect a long time ago. I remember watching him playing as a player for England at the World Cups and stuff like that. But honestly, he's lost all my respect now. And that's my opinion on it all. But in saying that, the World Cup's in the winter. It's a bit strange. A lot of people are not out as much. You normally see flags up everywhere or things like that, but it's just weird this time of year. So it is for, obviously they couldn't hold it in summer because it would be far too warm. But it's strange. Winter World Cup. Please don't have another be another Winter World Cup anytime soon. I enjoy the Summer World Cups. The beer taste is nicer when it's warm too as well, especially when it's extra cold. But anyway, yes, that's my view on it. Like, the World Cup's here. A lot of you have been asking me who I think's going to win it. And there's another ambulance going past my house today. God, there must be something pretty bad going on outside the main road where I live today. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but who do I think's going to win the World Cup? It's a tough one to call. England were looking very strong yesterday, but again, it's the same thing with England all the time. England are going to win the World Cup, blah, 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 blah. Interesting result last night for Wales against America. Fair play to those Welsh fans, by the way. They came in their thousands. Fair play to them. But again, it's hard to predict who I think is going to win the World Cup, but we'll just have to wait and see over the next week or so to see after the first set of group games who's sort of adapting to the heat and adapting to the climate, and obviously the situation of being in Qatar. So we'll just have to wait and see how it gets on after the first week or so to see if we can really sort of pick out who I think is going to win the actual World Cup itself. But BBC, stop the controversy, stop the politics, stop the crap. Seriously, please just let us watch the game and try and, come together as a world and enjoy this game of football, which is the World Cup. So let us enjoy it, because honestly, as soon as I start talking about politics, people will start turning off and they'll not watch it at all. Okay, I'm going to go through into some of your questions now. Just had to push the pause button there. I was starting to get myself a drink. I don't know how many weeks that is in a row now. I've actually sat down to record this podcast without bringing in a bottle of water with me. Unreal. Anyway, let's get straight into your questions here. I've opened up my laptop, which I'm hoping to be replacing very soon, actually, with a new laptop. Don't get me wrong, the laptop I have is good, but it's just obviously want to get a better one. Lewis is in my ear about a computer for Christmas, so he must have like a gaming computer. He does my head in, so he does. But let's get into your questions here. Let's go into the ones in the email first. I've opened up Instagram, email, Facebook, and the email here. Let's get straight into the emails right away here. Let's have a look here. There's quite a few here, actually. There's one here from Terrence. Terrence wants to know, Terrence has wrote, should I say, "Hi Matthew, big fan of the channel. Thank you very much. It was so horrible to hear that your channel was actually hacked. I am from Scotland, okay, up in good old Scotland. Doesn't say exactly where here, like, but he says, love the channel, love to meet you sometime in person. When are you coming back to Scotland? I'd love to meet you in person. You seem like a lovely fella who's a decent dad to his kids and is an open and honest man." Well, can't be open and honest as much as I can, but obviously only to a certain degree on YouTube because they ban you for saying the wrong thing now. Love the channel. Keep up the good work. My question for you is, are you watching the World Cup? Who do you think is going to win? There's quite a lot of you asking about the World Cup. I'll answer more about the World Cup in a minute. But thanks for your message, Terrence. Appreciate it. When we're back in Scotland, well, last time I was in Scotland was 2006, Glasgow. Yeah, the day I met Rick Mill. I was over watching the show. It was during the World Cup, actually, because I remember going and watching the England-Portugal game afterwards. It was the day they went to the penalty shooter, I think it was the last time I was in Scotland. Just goes to show you how long it's been. As you all know, I was in Wales there recently. I wouldn't mind actually going back to Scotland, because just to go, and I want to go to Edinburgh. I really want to go to Edinburgh, guys, more than anything, because I've heard Edinburgh's a beautiful, beautiful place, and the scenery in Edinburgh is amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting to Edinburgh very, very soon. I'd love to go back to Glasgow again too as well, because I had fun in Glasgow last time I was there. So I said to the kids, maybe going sometime soon, but with Brooke obviously being constantly busy all the time, I'll probably just be me and Lewis in a minute, because Brooke's always away doing her own thing. So I would love to get a wee trip away to Edinburgh, because apparently Edinburgh's a beautiful part. Anybody out there who's been to Edinburgh, let me know, because I'd love to see Edinburgh, because I just keep seeing all these videos pop up all the time, and it looks like an absolute amazing place to be. So I don't know. Here's one here from a guy who actually wrote me an email. Sorry, I'm going to check out Instagram here first. I'll go back to the emails in just a wee second here, because I've got multiple screens opened up here on my laptop. Guy here from Instagram, his Instagram handle, I don't even know what his first name is Slipknot66. I do remember that name from a week or two ago. His question for the podcast, well, he wrote to me yesterday, actually, his question for tomorrow's podcast: what is one of your favourite videos you've ever made? My God. Ugh, I still haven't re-released all the videos yet. I'm still to re-release most of them still. Or heck, I've been another couple of hundred still to re-release. After the hacking. Favourite video of all time? My God. You really have to put me on the spot there, don't you? There's been so many over the years. Like birthdays and Christmases and things to do with the kids at school, and I don't know. Favourite video of all time? What's your favourite video of all time? That's a question for me to ask you guys out there. What's been your favourite video of all time? Let me know. There's been so many. I liked the Christmas one that time when I got Brooke her phone and she was shocked that she cried. I know it's obviously she was crying, but I mean, it was just the emotion of the moment. The one where I surprised mum with the pictures of her brother that she thought never existed. Her brother passed away. They were good ones. I'm trying to think. There's so many. Obviously, the viral video, the Liverpool-Barcelona video, was a good one. And obviously, I got us more recognition on the channel. My God, there's so many. All our holidays and just things of the kids growing up and all. There's not one particular video that stands out for me. You know, I was looking through a lot of them the other day as I was re-releasing them the other day, and it was just like, my God. It's crazy. I don't know. It's hard to pick one particular one. Obviously, the Barcelona one, Liverpool-Barcelona game, is the one that made our channel explode and give us an audience, you know, give us a bigger platform thanks to that viral video with 6 million views it's sitting at now. It's crazy. I don't know. It's hard to say, really. But I'll have another think about that. But guys, out there who thinks what my favourite video was on the YouTube channel, let me know. I'd obviously love to hear from you. Ryan McCauley here on Instagram wrote about World Cup again. He wants to know if he's watching who I think is going to win it. He wants Belgium to win the World Cup. Interesting. Belgium's a good team. Again, guys, I said I want to give it a week or so before I sort of make a decision, because look at the results we've had today. I mean, for today, for example, Argentina won, Saudi Arabia 2. Like, crazy. Who the hell would have predicted that? Like, and the goals were phenomenal too. Messi with a penalty, and then obviously Saudi scored 2 great goals as well. But it's hard to predict the World Cup. Like, I mean, Holland, they won 2-0 last night, but I mean, they didn't cruise through the game. It's going to be, obviously, we'll have to wait and see over the next few weeks, but it's a strange one. But to go back to that one there about the favourite video, let me know what you think. There's so many to pick from. There really, really is so many to pick from. I don't know. Let's go back into the emails again here. Right, let's have a look here. We've got one here from Thomas. Thomas wants to know, hey Matthew, I'm thinking about making my own YouTube channel, making videos in relation to DIY and obviously stuff around the home. Have you any tips at all of how to come across on YouTube, as I am a little bit nervous standing in front of a camera? Were you ever nervous yourself standing in front of a camera for the first time? And also, how do I grow my audience as weeks and months go by? Okay, well, answer your first question. Was I ever nervous standing in front of a camera? The very first time I ever stood in front of it, I've been standing in front of a camera since I was a kid. So I have. And then again, during my wrestling days as well. Working in the public sector, speaking to people all the time. So when I first went on to YouTube, I wasn't as nervous because I was already on YouTube with football and stuff like that, so I knew what I was doing. The first time I started doing a bit of presenting, I was a little bit nervous at the start. But before that, I was doing radio presenting as well. I was on wasn't on the radio until about a year after that, actually. I was doing podcasts or bits and bobs as well. So, but to stand in front of the camera for the first time, was a little bit nervous, but again, I've been making videos and stuff since I was a kid, and standing in front of the cameras, and I wasn't really obviously not so much shy. It was just more like, as the years went on, I gained more sort of like confidence. And again, I mean, if you're starting your own channel, all I can say to you is just try and be yourself and be confident. And you know, at the end of the day, your audience will grow in time, depending on obviously what type of content you're putting out there and how you present yourself. I know obviously recent months, my vlogs, and my personal opinion, I've even said it on the vlog, I don't think my vlogs have been up to scratch lately. I'm going to try and re-improve them again, because I've been trying to write up some ideas and stuff for videos and stuff like that for the kids, with involving the kids. I mean, I had a person the other day send me a mail on Instagram saying about doing a couple of these things. One particular one he brought me in saying how to survive in a city with a day with £1. So that would be an interesting one. Don't tell it to Lewis, because he didn't going to Pound Bakery and surviving all day in Liverpool. But be yourself, honestly. You know, just keep working hard at your videos. Make the content regular as possible. Keep in contact with your audience. Okay, you might not be able to answer them all the time, because I do get quite a lot of emails and messages on a regular basis. But yeah, just keep in contact with your audience. Make them feel like you're involved in it. If you ever meet your audience, communicate with them, talk with them. You know, the worst thing I can do is if you're a YouTuber or whatever, and say you have a bit of a fan base and you meet people and you ignore them, or you don't be nice to them, or you don't be yourself, then they're obviously going to find you as being a fraud. You know, 'cause for a long time I had a lot of people saying that I was a fake and a fraud, and even going to the lengths of saying that like fucking my kids weren't even my kids, and people who were in my vlogs were paid actors, and all this BS that they were making up for a long time. It was just like this stupid crap they were coming up with. Just be yourself and be your honesty, because I mean, at the end of the day, like for example, at the weekend I met a young lad in Londonderry. I actually forgot to mention him there. What was his name? Was it Ryan Ramsey? I think his name was. I mentioned him on the vlog anyway. And I met him, chatted away, and if anybody ever meets the guy, he'll tell you I was just the way I am right now. I just met him and spoke to him and talked to him as normal. Wasn't putting on. He actually went out of his way, guys. This is a true story. He actually went out of his way because he saw my post on Instagram of me at the Brandywell Stadium, and he made a point to come. Actually, should have mentioned this earlier on the vlog. He made a point to actually come round to meet me at the match. So he sat near me and we talked away during the game. Obviously not as much because I was trying to film the game at the same time, but he was a great kid. And he came up and he spoke to me, and I was open and honest with him. He came up to Lewis as well, and when he was very respectful at the end when he left, he shook my hand and all, and he said thanks, and he went down and he made a point to shake Lewis's hand and all too as well. So you gotta build a rapport with your audience as well, and just be yourself. And I hope, I mean, if you do set your channel up, send a link to it, and I'll check it out. So I will. Because I always, when people send me messages all the time, they like saying Instagram and stuff, saying, "Oh, I've got a YouTube channel, can you check it out?" I do check it out. I do go and watch those videos. And if anybody wants any help, just drop me a mail and we'll try. I mean, I'm not a big YouTuber, but I'd like to help other people. You know what I mean? So good luck with your channel. Hope it goes well. Again, send me a link if you do set it up and let me have a look. And if I see anything that I'll try and help you with, whatever, any questions more, just give us a wee message and I'll get back to you. So thanks for your message. Do appreciate it. Okay, I have one here on the email from Debbie. Wants to know, Matthew, what is it you film your vlogs on? I'm considering as well doing a YouTube channel with my family, but not too sure. It'll be more of a reaction video, reacting to celebrities and reacting to silly things on YouTube. What camera do you use? I'd love to know. Here's Norman wanting to know about channels as well. Flip me. I use my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I used to use a bigger camera. Very start I used the old digital camera, then I used a bigger camera, and now I'm using the 13 Pro Max. I was using the iPhone that Lewis is using now, the SE 2020, but now I'm using the 13 Pro Max. I am thinking about upgrading in the next year or so to another iPhone, but again, I don't really see much difference in them. But that's what I'm filming on at the minute, guys, an iPhone 13 Pro Max. So, but yeah, good luck with your channel as well. That's 2 messages now about a channel. That's great. So, guys, honestly, if you're setting up channels up there, honestly, you need anything at all, just give me a shout. I always like to help new people. So I do. So there you are. Okay, I've one on an email here. I'm trying to pronounce their name. Anya, is it Anya? Is it Anya or Enya? Anya, I think it's Anya, but it's pronounced Irish. Matthew, I want to know where you got. I was watching some of your vlogs. I wanted to know where you got the map on your living room wall. Where did you get it from? Because it looks really, really intriguing to look at up close. Looks really, really cool hanging on your living room wall. I'd love to know where you got it from. Okay, well, I'll answer that question for you. That map was actually bought for me as a gift from Sandra. She bought me that there along with a wee thing that came along with it. It's like a wee coin comes with it. It's actually a map where you can actually scratch off where the places in the world you've been. So it is, but I never did. I kept it intact and put it into a big frame and hung the wee coin thing at the very top of the frame. So it did. So I actually still have that hanging in my living room. People keep asking me why the hell you still hang it in your living room, because obviously, you know, it's not around the guy anymore. But at the end of the day, it was a gift, guys, and it was a very important gift to me, because I love like maps, and I know you probably don't think I'm a bloody weirdo here today, but in my living room I also have 2 globes. You probably noticed it in my vlogs actually. So that map was very, very precious to me, so I put it into a frame, and it was a gift for me. So I ended up putting it in the frame, so that's where I got it from, and I actually quite like it. So I would look at it sometimes and think to myself, God, I'd love to go there and go here and go there. We actually used it in one of our videos one time as a laugh to take the piss out of Boris Johnson. We were saying about, you know, you couldn't travel this country because it's green zone and the red zone and the amber zone. We were like, me and Lewis were sitting and having a laugh about it, saying Boris Johnson, blah, blah, blah. And I put Boris Johnson on the screen where he was saying, well, Lewis, the thing is, we got to go into the green zone, but the thing is, we have the amber zone over here, but the red zone up there. Oh, brilliant, we're having a laugh, but that's pretty much where I got that map from, and I really, really enjoy it. So it's nice to look at sometimes as well, and obviously see places in the world you'd love to go to. Maybe one day, see how it goes. Maybe one day, fingers crossed. There's a couple of countries in this world I still want to go to, but yeah, it's just nice to have that wee thing on the wall, because I do like it, and I like the wee coin thing as well that hangs on the side of the frame as well. It's just it's nice to have as a wee keepsake. So all good. Okay, wants to know. Let's have a look here. One more email before I move on, guys. There's quite a few here. Let's have a look here. There we go. One from John. John is from Portsmouth. Hello, John. How are you? John from Portsmouth. God, I heard that's a lovely town there, and the football team isn't doing very well at the minute. So John wants to know, hi Matthew, are you any summer holidays planned for next summer? Where are you wanting to head to? He's heading back to Blackpool this year. Me and my 2 kids and my wife are heading to Blackpool this summer, and also heading in our camper van all around the UK. Just wanted to know if you're going to be in Blackpool this summer, because if so, would love to stop by and say hello to you sometime. All the best from Portsmouth. There you go. Well, thank you very much for that. Are we heading on summer holiday this year again? Probably. Have we decided where we're going yet? No. Don't know where we're going, but I did say to the kids about going back to Blackpool for maybe 2 or 3 days this year, and they went, Lewis is all for it, but Brooke's kind of like, that teenage age, you know, the whole whatever brick, you know. But are we thinking of heading back? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I love Blackpool. I really do. And I always mind that. I went up Lewis last summer saying, as soon as you turn 18, Lewis, you know, your dad can take you out for a beer and we can go down to the pub and have a beer in Blackpool. And I was saying to Brooke about the same, and she was like, oh, she can feel that grumpy stage the minute guys just let it go over your head. 17-year-old. It's typical. But anyway, yes, to answer your question, we're going to be in Blackpool this summer. Probably. I have a few hour trips myself coming up beforehand. Got to go back to Liverpool a couple of times before the end of the football season. I'm maybe heading away for a end of season football trip with the football team. That's going to be an interesting one. That they are wanting to go to Spain. In fact, where did I say it was? Benidorm. I think it's Benidorm they want to go for 3 or 4 days. So that should be fun. Benidorm wasn't really a place on my list that I wanted to go to, but they were even saying about it last night about going. And I was kind of like, 3 or 4 days in the sun, no kids, cold beer, blog in the sun. Should I go? Hell yeah. And it's cheap. I think I'll go. Because apparently there's 2 parts of Benidorm. There's like the party central, which, I don't know, my cup of tea like sometimes. But there's more of a family oriented area, sort of like normal chilled out area of Benidorm apparently. I've never been before, so I don't know. So yeah, that's apparently where I'm going as well. But to answer your question again, Blackpool this summer probably. We'll obviously let you know in the vlog probably in due time. And if you're around the area, yeah, it'd be cool to meet you. Portsmouth, never been to Portsmouth. I've always heard, I always remember the football team and different stories about Portsmouth and stuff like that there, but I've never actually been to Portsmouth. Seems like a nice wee place. It's like a seaside town, isn't it? I can't remember. Or is that Southampton I'm thinking of? I can't remember. But anyway, thanks for your mail. We'll keep you posted. Stay tuned to the vlogs because obviously we'll let you know in due course because we was obviously booking our summer holiday in the early new year as well. So, but I've got a couple of our trips coming up here to Liverpool after the World Cup and maybe more before the end of the season too as well, especially if they progress in the Champions League. Fun times. But thanks for your question. That's going to end the messages, guys, for this week. I do appreciate it. Obviously, there's tons more to get through. I can't get through them all. I'm going to go shortly here and end the podcast today because I want to get it out because it's my day off today and I want to spend a bit of time chilling out and getting this new bloody cooker wired up and spend a bit of time with the kiddies and obviously watching a bit of World Cup football and having a bit of recharging time. I know it's like I was supposed to go up to football tonight, but I don't think I'm going to bother now. I think I'm just going to give it a miss because I'm tired tonight and I just want to chill out. Plus the fact that it's absolutely freezing outside. But anyway, guys, thanks for all your messages. Do appreciate it. Before I go, give us another shout out again how to get in touch with us here on the Moore Army Podcast. You want to email us, it's moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Also, if you want to contact me on social media, it's official Matthew Moore on Instagram, Moore Army YouTube channel on Facebook. Don't forget to like all those pages and follow those pages, etc. And then stay tuned, guys. I'm going to announce on my Instagram before the end of the week. Also on the social media pages, Facebook and whatever, the new merchandise for Christmas. We're going to try and get some Christmas merch out as well. Delivery time at the minute's normally about 2 or 3 days if you live in the UK, so you get your stuff right and quick. Because I've seen a lot of you sending me messages on Instagram, emails and stuff with your Moore Army hoodies and stuff, saying you got it within 2 or 3 days, which is great. 2-3 working days, which is brilliant. So we'll get some stuff out for Christmas. I'm going to get on the ball then as well and get some stuff delivered for me as well. I have a couple of t-shirts knocking about the house, but I never seem to wear them on the YouTube channel. I keep forgetting. I want to get one of them new hoodies because a friend of mine bought one for his son, and inside these new hoodies are apparently really, really fleecy and they're awesome for the winter. So I want to get one myself. Moore Army t-shirts as well is available. I'm going to laugh about this because when the Welders play here on Friday night, they're home. By the way, guys, if you're in the Belfast area on Friday night and you've nothing to do and you like football, come and watch the Welders against Anna. I'll be at Blansflower Stadium with Lewis on Friday night. So and I'll also be there on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock for the East Belfast derby against Dundela. So if you're about in Belfast, come along and say hello to us, a bit of football and stuff. So the Welders football team have a Moore Army t-shirt that they pick individual players. This is funny. I'm going to tell you a story, guys. I'm going to put it in the vlog. Hopefully this week and show you it. They pick a player each match to make them wear the Moore Army t-shirt while they're doing the warm-up. So they're advertising our YouTube channel why they're warming up. They're fucking nuts. I don't know why they're taking the piss or they're doing it, but here I'm not complaining. They're giving me free exposure. I don't care. So if you're ever at a Welders game and you see one of them wearing a Black Mirror Army t-shirt, it's not my fault. But yeah, guys, I'll be there on Friday night. I'll be back on Thursday anyway beforehand for a podcast on Thursday. On these podcasts, got a lot to talk about on Thursday. And I got a lot of stuff to get through on Thursday as well. And I'm going to be probably a little bit pissed off because I always only on these podcasts on Thursday. God knows what's going to happen before then. What else is going to blow up in my house or whatever over the next few days. But we'll just have to wait and see. Right, stay tuned for today's vlog as well, guys. I've got a vlog coming out as well. We'll show you some footage from last night in Limavady. Not very much, just obviously show you where I was and stuff. And obviously our new cooker and bits and bobs with the kids and whatnot. People have been asking me as well, we're going to do any live reactions for the World Cup games, especially the England games. Well, we couldn't do one yesterday because Lewis wasn't here, because Lewis was at school. This Friday night they're playing America, which we can't do because obviously we're football. But I think we will be available for the game against Wales, which I hope that's the case. We'll do a live reaction video for that because people want to see us doing reaction videos during the World Cup. We've done some during the Euros as well, with some balloon heads come in and tried to get them taken down because they thought they were funny. Some guy actually made a complaint, said he was offended because I'm from Northern Ireland cheering on England in the World Cup, or the Euros, sorry. That's the type of sad people we have out in the world there, right, guys, I tell you. Nuts to the head. But anyway, here we go. Want to go here now, guys. So, thanks for tuning in today. Some funny subjects to talk about today. Talk about the World Cup, talk about the air fryers. Don't forget to get in touch with me about those air fryers. What do you think about them? I don't know. In fact, I should have. There was probably a couple of questions in the email about the air fryers. I didn't get round to them. I'll probably read them on Thursday. Give me a chance. I'm just very, very tired today. I'm very fatigued. I'm just sort of all over the place, but hey ho. Right, guys, I'm going to go here now. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the World Cup if you're watching it. Hope your favourite team wins. Send me all across all your predictions and stuff, and keep sending me all your messages because it's good to hear from you all. And I'll do try and reply to you as much as I can, because at the end of the day, it's trying to squeeze that in and obviously take time out to try and answer all you guys as well, because there's so many of you. Thank you very much again. I appreciate it. So yes, I'm going to go, guys. So once again, check out the Mirror Army website, mirrorarmy.co.uk. Mirrorarmy.co for all your merch, pictures, you name it, it's on there. Come and get involved in the Mirror Army. And if you're here for the first time, hello. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Right, I'm going to go. So hope you all enjoy your Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'll see you all on Thursday, guys. So enjoy the World Cup. Enjoy whatever you're up to this week. And keep wrapped up out there, guys, because it is cold out there in the minute. It's bloody freezing. I'll tell you what, I won't be surprised if snow's on the way. Okay, guys, until Thursday, hope you all enjoyed the show. And until then, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for listening.